since you're blasting off, Chad is trying to tell you about Ethan talking to Sam. Is he talking to Sam right now? Because I will be watching that for sure. Is he already talking to him? 4 p.m. EDT. We do not care. No, I definitely care. Are you kidding me? I definitely want to watch that. Are you out of your dang mind? Also, I'm going to be debating Ethan on Friday, so I want to see what they talk about. 1 p.m. your time. Yeah. We'll watch it. We'll watch it at 1 p.m. my time. Will you stream your side? Chatters, can I ask you a real question? Do you think that I wouldn't live stream my debate with Ethan? Like, are you seriously asking me? Are you seriously asking me if I'm gonna not go live every day as I always do for this one specific moment? Why would I let him control? Why would I let him control the button or the conversation in its entirety? Like, the whole purpose of why I wanted to have a conversation with the entire purpose as to why I wanted to have a conversation with Ethan was so that, like, he can't manipulate the footage. Like, I don't want him to engage with me in a disingenuous fashion. I want it to be like all cards are on the table. People are amped because Sam saying won't stream. Yeah, I don't think Sam is streaming his side, but it's okay. Are you going to watch the Hasan stream today? Yeah, don't pause too much because Sam is going to say the same stuff you say. I know. Sam and I are like this when it comes to Israel, ironically enough. Like, the only difference is probably our style. He has a much more reserved, much more restrained approach. But, like, yeah, he gets it. He understands the exact same things that I also understand. In terms of Zionism being a failure of a project, you know? Which Sam is talking to Ethan today? Sam Seder, Uncle Sam, my uncle, real Uncle Sam Seder is talking to Ethan Klein later today. And obviously, after that conversation takes place, he's going to have a debate with me on Friday. Chocomenta! Wait, he didn't cancel? I know I'm being parasocial here, but there's no chance E will just swap out D in an effort to get you banned on a technicality. Yeah, he might do that, but I think that would destroy his reputation with the remaining, like, progressive base, unless, I mean, it's a calculation, right? He might be perfectly fine working with, like, a sex pest who is pro-genocide, hoping that, like, his remaining fans who find themselves to be progressive, but, like, in this very unique carve-out space that they've found where, like, they agree with Ethan only in terms of, like, how they must talk about Palestinian liberation. Like, those people I think would probably look at that and be like, that's gross. So, like, everything Hasan said about you collaborating with Destiny was correct. Like, what the fuck is that, you know? Because Destiny isn't just, like, repulsive because of, but if you back out, aren't you worried that he will just call you a coward? I know it's just for him to do, but just still thinking about your stream. Yeah, I mean, if he puts up Destiny or any other, like, banned person, I will get banned on Twitch. So yeah, I'm not gonna get banned on Twitch just because Ethan wanted to do a troll, and I will bring that up and I will communicate that while I'm on his stream as well. But you know, it is what it is. It's not like I'm I'll still have a couple words before I pull out of the. I'm more worried about my stubborn nature, where I will just, like, keep going and then I'll get banned. I thought Twitch changed that policy. No, it's not. It's different. This is like Twitch changed the policy where you can watch a content creator that's been banned, but you can't literally talk to a content creator directly and have him on your show while they are banned. Like, communicating directly communicating with a permanently banned streamer is a big no-no still on the platform. It's just, like, straightforward ban evasion. So, you know, it is what it is. But I expect some shit like that. I expect some I don't know. I expect him to basically try to do something like that to aesthetically make it feel like he made me run away in a similar, like, oh no, Sam Seder, what a nightmare style situation. So, Like, I think that he might try to go for like an aesthetic victory because he knows we can't have like a normal conversation without him looking like a fool. It will be bad faith. I expect it to be bad faith, and I expect him to not entertain the conversation. I'd be genuinely surprised. I would be genuinely surprised if it was just like a straightforward conversation where he addresses his grievances and then he recognizes that he's in the wrong if I show him my side of things. You know what I mean? What if he just has DMs with Dean Saltman on the side that just feed him messages and clips? It's fine. I don't care about that. I just don't. I don't know. I'm so stubborn that I might literally just tank the ban if such a thing were to happen. And I don't know. What time are you talking to E? Friday. You're gonna go debate this dork trying to enlighten an audience that already hates your guts and has been open about it for the past 20 months at this point. He's gonna talk about swastika swords and bad empanada and random Twitter idiots, and you're gonna end up looking like a remarkably clueless person for entertaining this in any capacity. No, I'm gonna try to keep the conversation focused on Israel-Palestine and what his opinions on Israel-Palestine are, and how significant of a difference in opinion I have on Israel-Palestine. And I'm going to ask him about, some of his positions on the matter, if they've changed or not. And if he tries to constantly talk about how he is the victim of CPS calls or all this shit, like, I've never entertained any of that. I think it's well established what my position is on that, as someone who is the recipient of endless amounts of interference in my life from stalker communities and snark subreddits and all the like. I would never want that to happen to another content creator. So of course I don't think I'm responsible for any of that shit. So, if he tries to talk about like his own personal victimhood in this process, like, I'm aware of all the things that you guys are aware of. Do you think I'm like that oblivious? I'm not that oblivious, right? Yeah, I stay in my own lane, and I usually talk about politics for the most part, but like, I'm not that oblivious. And yes, my expectation is that this will most likely be bad faith. I don't think that it's going to be good faith. Like, I don't think he had a genuine change of heart. That would be truly shocking if he had a genuine change of heart where he's like, you know what? I want to put this to rest. I want to put this to bed. No, I think he has like a ace up his sleeve, but it's fine. It's not something that I'm worried about, Why do you think you want salmon before you? My expectation is that I don't want to talk about it too much. Let's just watch what happens today. I don't know. I don't know what his expectations from a conversation with Sam will look like, but if I were to speculate, I assume that he is going to present himself as simply a person who has actively been pro-Palestinian, who has been wronged by vicious anti-Semitic smears online, knowing full well that like Sam doesn't know Ethan's full background or the things that he has said and the ways that he's presented himself or any number of different actions that he's taken in terms of trying to deplatform pro-Palestinian content creators over and over again. Like, he doesn't know any of that shit. He just cares about Israel-Palestine. So Sam is going to enter the conversation talking about Israel-Palestine. Ethan will simply say, I'm a two-stater, Hasan is a one-stater, and he wants all Jews to be assassinated and murdered. And basically, I found out that he was like a rabid anti-Semite that does propaganda, and he brainwashed me. And he brainwashed my audience into being viciously anti-Semitic. They said horrible things about my wife. They said horrible things about me. They said horrible things about my children. He'll just like make it seem as though I'm responsible for everyone online, including members of his own community that have had a difference in opinion due to the way he has communicated on this issue. So, I suspect that he will try to present himself as the real victim here, as a serious victim, as a 40-year-old man living in Bel Air, multimillionaire. He's the biggest victim of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So he will probably try to present himself at the end of the day as a person that agrees with Sam, and he'll be like, see, Sam Seder agrees with me. See, guys, I'm pro-Palestinian. Hasan was wrong. Bonus points if he can get something out of that conversation where it even looks like Sam Seder turned around and said something like, yeah, I don't agree with what Hasan is saying on that. You know what I mean? And then he'll take that information and moving on to Friday with a conversation with me where he'll be like, see, Sam Seder disagrees with you. But yeah, we'll see. I think that is the basics of the plan. I just don't know what's going to happen when it doesn't go the way he thinks it's going to go. I got to be honest with you. You have a very low estimate. What? You have a very low estimate of Sam? Wait, what? No, I know Sam very well. What the f are you talking about? I know his positions very well. No, Sam is most likely going to stay on the issues. Whenever Ethan brings up like random drama related shit, he'll probably be like, I don't care about any of this. I don't know about any of this. Why are you bringing this up to me? And we'll try to redirect the conversation back to the issue on hand. No bit. I mean, he's not that naive. No, I know he's not. What are you talking about? Sam Seder is brilliant. Yeah, he will absolutely try and accept the critiques of Israel so we can reframe the conversation like we agree on this. Why even discuss it? Minimizing and avoiding the details of the slaughter and starvation campaign by saying that's bad. I don't agree with it. But he will desperately try to get you to engage on other topics at all costs. You're correct. Yeah, I think he's gonna have like all the clips out of context to be like, see, this is your boy. He loves Hasan Nasrallah. He said Hasan Nasrallah is the smartest man to ever exist and is the most infallible figure to ever exist. He'll have like a sequence of 10-second clips to be like, he interviewed a terrorist. What's up with that? All this shit. And then he'll be like, and in the process of this, his vicious, rabid, anti-Semitic community sent CPS after me, which is like one of the most insane points of slander, I think, which is because like I didn't even know any of that shit was happening. I don't care about like the reasons as to why or how that took place. I would never in a million years ever entertain that notion. I wouldn't do that to anybody. And I think that's really strange that he tried to put that on me. And then he'll be like, oh, he has a swastika sword. You know? So the issue E has moved far for the past. Wait, what? Let's be real, though. The issue for E has moved far past the issue of Israel-Palestine. This has become entirely about drama and smears. Oh, yeah, no. I think it's incredibly selfish. I think it's incredibly and unimaginably selfish to take so much horrifying death and destruction that is happening right now every single day, where Israel's blowing up markets in Gaza, killing 60 people, which used to be newsworthy. It's become such a normal part of the process. It doesn't even make it into the news. Israel's also implemented a starvation campaign right now as we are speaking, where the markets in Gaza are empty. There's no more food. People are starving. And he wants to talk about how he's a real victim here because he keeps saying it's like in defense of this practice, while simultaneously lightly criticizing it every now and then, or having a tremendous amount of focus on all of those people, myself included, that highlight all of the depravity of the Israeli government, engaging in this act of ethnic cleansing as anti-Semitic smear campaigners against the beautiful state of Israel. So that in and of itself is completely unacceptable. That right there is like directly puts you at odds with even a liberal Zionist that knows better and doesn't talk about this stuff anymore because he realizes he's going to look bloodthirsty. So yeah, interested to see if Sam and Ethan discussed, do you have an issue with From the River to the Sea? That was the main breaking point of y'all's post leftover convo. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like this, where is it? There's this video. Ethan Klein explodes in a sputtering rage at the mere suggestion that he is not the world's ultimate victim. The entire room scrambles to reassure and soothe him like a spoiled toddler.
The shit he said and posted about Frogan over the past years is like insanely nasty shit.
Yeah.
Worse than anyone I've seen. If this is true, absolutely mind-blowing, insane shit.
Hold on. It's not worse than anything you've seen.
He was unbanned after 48 hours.
How can it be worse
apparently.
than anything you've seen?
Worse than... Okay, literally no. I guess
he was
not.
very nasty. Well, I'm just saying, people like want to like lay down and like.
I'm talking about specifically against Frogan.
But like he called her fat, right, and ugly, which is horrifically mean. I get called a baby killer.
I was talking specifically about
Frogan. That's way
worse.
How could you say that? How could you say that what Frogan experienced is way worse than what I experience on a daily basis? Make sure this guy's aware he's coming on your show, not the other way around. You're the one with the motion, no charitability, no gloves. Let him have it. Hold him to account. I mean, I don't really care about the petty shit. I just want to have this conversation. And more importantly, I want his audience to actually hear the truth. That is what I care about. Ironically enough, he believes that that's what he wants to do as well, to have my audience hear the truth about the dangerous nature not realizing that my audience probably thinks I'm not radical enough, you know. half of this community thinks I'm a pussy for not running around constantly and just like, I don't know, flying the banners, okay? So I don't know why he thinks that, I don't know why he legitimately and unironically thinks that like people are going to be like, wow, I can't believe Hasan offered analysis and context to why resistance militancy exists against an apartheid regime that is doing genocide and blowing the shit out of every neighboring country. I can't believe he said that. Oh no, the horror. Like, does he not realize that these are my points that I've said on my stream with additional statements on top of that? I don't know why he thinks that my audience is going to be like, wow, this is a bridge too far. What's next? Are you going to say that you have Marxist-Leninist tendencies? How dare you?
Worse than being called fat and ugly, in my opinion.
Sure.
Not yelling at you. I am yelling at you.
I don't really understand what the point is that you're trying to make.
Because I get frustrated when everybody's like trying to defend her so much. It's like she's the ultimate victim of online harassment.
She is. She is she has been victimized in infinitely worse ways than Ethan could ever imagine. Ethan is so not victimized that he has to invent ways of being victimized to create drama surrounding it. And the reality is, when Ethan creates drama around his own personal victimization, people actually tune in. That actually works for him. Frogan, on the other hand, is constantly and consistently smeared by the most bad faith, most rabid, sociopathic figures online. Okay? God, it is so funny. It is so funny how like Israel coded this is, you know? Constantly on the defense, constantly self-victimizing, constantly escalating, and being an infinitely more powerful figure in the conflict. Like, obviously, there is a very different... There's obviously no moral equivalence between what Israel's doing, which is genocide, right? But like in terms of the propaganda aspect of it all, it just like it literally is the same shit Israel does. So frustrating.
It's not. It's like people are nasty to her.
I'm pointing out how weird it is for IDubbbz to reach out to him specifically. That's why I'm saying that.
Right.
I'm not comparing. It's in a vacuum.
IDubbbz to reach out to who? Tectone? I don't think IDubbbz reached out to Tectone. You should look into watching the Gaza Ghetto Uprising on stream. It was even made by a former Israeli. Yeah. Oh, God. Bro, wasn't it you who said platforming bigots is bad, yet you're letting Ethan farm you for views? Wait, I thought Hasan was upset. Isn't that what Ethan said last week? Bro, wasn't it you who said platforming bigots is bad? Yes, brother. There's a difference between platforming bigots and then also like having a conversation for clarity, having a conversation that creates clarity in the minds of people in his audience that are absolutely amenable to my position if they were to hear what I actually have to say. I would be truly shocked if his entire community is completely swapped into like a drama slop tube alt-right adjacent commentary. I think there's a lot of girly pops that still watch Ethan and still see Ethan and Hila as their comfort characters, not realizing that like they have also fallen down this like weird pathway of radicalization in the opposite direction. And I think those people can actually be convinced. Those people can actually change their minds if they see the full picture. Anyway, I know what I'm doing. Please trust me. That's it. Nah, the girly pops are doing insane Islamophobia now. I know, but you know, I know what I'm doing. Let me do my thing, okay? How many years has it been at this point? Like, y'all have to trust me a little bit on this, right? You have to trust me a little bit, okay? You did the same thing with Andrew Tate. You were like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It's going to be bad. And it was like, never mind. It was actually pretty good. I'm glad that it happened. And it's the same when I tell you, like, it's good if the Democratic Party actually turns around and starts criticizing this administration for its ridiculous deportation policies, because that will get the media to pay attention to it. And then inevitably, once a big fuss is created around it, like, people's positions will change. They are not firmly planted on the Trump fascist, white nativist, anti-immigrant agenda. They will recognize the cruelty of it, and they will turn around and say, all right, we don't want this anymore. And the polling will reflect that reality. And guess what? That is actually what happened at the end. That is literally what happened at the end of the day. We're experiencing it right now. Trump is underwater on every single issue, with the exception of the one issue where there's no counter narrative and no counter messaging happening, which is the trans stuff. And even then, he's only 51%. He's only a net 1 point positive rating on his only issue. Just trust me when I say, I know what I'm doing, okay? I got a method to all of this madness. Let me cook. I am nervous, Hasan. Truthfully, do you get nervous before debate? No, I don't. Why would I? This is not a thing to get nervous around. This is like me just being honest and truthful and speaking about my experiences. Anyway, what was Bradley's time frame on Trump making everything amazing again? Oh, dude, I got to check in with Bradley Martin as well. I got to check in with Bradley as well to see like where he's at with respect to like how devastating the Trump admin has been so far. Cause like he's cooking him up. He's whipping it around.